So may I invite you to give us a little bit an idea about your background, about your work, and what you see as European issues there?
Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you. I'm interventional cardiologist in Vienna, and as president of the ESC, I really value this opportunity to speak on cardiovascular disease today. So important improvements have undoubtedly been made in the treatment of cardiovascular diseases. However, it appears that we are letting our citizens down a bit when it comes to improving cardiovascular health. And that is often compounded when we factor in gender, geography, and generation, where large disparities persist. As an example for this, over the course of a life of a woman, she's twice as likely to die of cardiovascular disease than of all types of cancer. However, in the public opinion, women are considered to be at lower risk of cardiovascular disease.
So already to inform and to give a proper assessment about the state of play and the challenges is already one important step on European level to get this.
We also say that cardiovascular disease doesn't respect borders, but in which country you live may have a great impact. There are large disparities in the cardiovascular death rates between high and middle income countries in the EU. So, for example, cardiovascular death rate can be 20% in high-income countries and as high as 65% in lower-income countries in the EU. So cardiovascular diseases not only represent the biggest killer in Europe and globally, but also markedly contribute to the high healthcare costs in Europe, because we know that 60 million people have to live with cardiovascular disease in Europe, and millions of new cases add every year to this huge burden of disease.
As European People's Party, one of the main things for us is that there cannot be a first and second class European in our European Union. So that's why what you say about the different level of treatment and of chances to survive and to live is for us one of the things where we need a European initiative, where we have to make clear that there are no first and second class Europeans. In one aspect, in the last 5 years we made it. It was about the corona vaccine. There we produced corona vaccines where everybody was asking for such a vaccine. We gave to the Bulgarians, to the Czech, to the Spaniards, to the Finnish friends in the same moment of time. And that was, I think, a great message from Europe, that we treat everyone in the same way. And in your field, you say that the difference and the different kind of treatment and the chance to survive is so different. So that's why it's a high priority to work here.
Exactly.
Is this more about giving all doctors, all experts the same level of knowledge? Is this about informing them about the best possible treatment? Is this a problem? Or is this a money problem in a way that they don't have the resources to do a proper treatment? How would you describe this challenge?
Despite the availability of improved diagnostic modalities for early detection of cardiovascular disease, we have no efficient systems in place across the European Union which enforce identification and early management of disease. This often means that doctors, rather than dealing with prevention and early detection of disease, have to deal with advanced chronic conditions in continuously overburdened hospital systems. So when patients are discharged from hospital care, they often find themselves a bit alone for the appropriate access to rehabilitation to regain a full active life. And we as physicians are not in the position to offer suitable treatment options for end-stage heart disease and care facilities for patients with distressing symptoms at the end of their life. Robust data are needed to assess quality of care and to identify unmet needs. Yet we have a lack of high-quality disease registries that are publicly funded in the EU. So we are largely reliant on the private sector for data needed to assess how we treat patients in Europe. So obstacles abound, but they are indicative of the broader problem, which is that cardiovascular health is simply not paid attention enough and neglected in policy and allocated budgets today.
That's why it's good to have you here and to push for it. That's great. And we also see that as a policymaker, I can also feel that there are good initiatives there are good ideas there. So it's worth to invest in this and to do something there on this field. And if we can tell people that with European engagement, we can do something very concrete for your daily life to make your life, even as a patient, better, and your chance to survive and have a better life is increasing. So that is what we as policymakers want to do every day. So, and again, I'm happy that EPP is driving this health issue. We fight also for a health committee in the European Parliament to upgrade this issue, that people know that this is close to our heart. You spoke about some elements